Hello and welcome to Spinster's Library. I'm Claudia and today I want to talk about communal reading. I don't know if that's an established term or not, but what I mean by that is reading books with other people. I want to talk about my own experience of reading books with other people, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and my own personal failures in doing so. Now, there are different ways of reading books together with someone else. I think the most common and established way is probably something like a book club. So a deliberate getting together of different people in a room who either read the same book or who simply talk about books. But traditionally in a book club you'd meet at regular intervals, like maybe once a month, and everyone in the group will be reading the same book and then you talk about it. Now, my personal experience with book clubs is very limited. I participated in a student-founded feminist book club at my university, but that kind of fell apart after 2 meetings because then just no one showed up to the third meeting other than me and the person who founded the book club. So that was rather disappointing. Another common communal reading experience is just reading the same book as a friend. And usually that doesn't happen simultaneously because, well, I don't have that many friends in my immediate environment who read, but one of them you'll be familiar with if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, my friend and guest Spinster Robin. When we end up reading the same book, we don't usually read it at the same time because it will be one of us recommending the book to the other person. But today I really want to talk about the experience of reading the same book at the same time as other people. And in this day and age, the year of our Lord 2020, most often that happens with buddy reads. And I've done a few buddy reads, mostly with other booktubers, and with that I have also had different experiences. One of my favorite things of doing buddy reads is that you are in it together with another person. Now, reading is by definition quite a lonely hobby, quite a introverted, introspective thing that you do by yourself, and when you talk about a book with someone else, it's usually after the fact. It's after you've read the book and you can then share your thoughts. And buddy reading gives you the experience of sharing the actual act and the actual experience of reading with someone else. And the situation in which I found that particularly helpful was my buddy read with Andrea from Infinite Text. Her channel is linked down below, as well as all other channels I'm going to mention in this video. And that was 2 years ago, 2018, we buddy read North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. And we both didn't really enjoy it. But the act of reading this book together and of vocalizing what we didn't enjoy about it and our thoughts and feelings gave me more of an insight into my own reading taste and into my own reaction to books. That was one of my favourite buddy reads that I've done, even though I ended up not liking the book. But I thought the way that we communicated really helped me get through the book and figure out my own thoughts about it. We then experimented with a kind of more wide open form of buddy reading, the read-along, and the first time that we did that, Andrea and I, we read The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I think that was last year. So we decided to read that together, her and I, and then we also decided to open it up to lots of other people, have a Goodreads group, and have lots of people join in. And that was, again, a wonderful experience because it was so fascinating to read other people's thoughts and other people's opinions at the same time as I was discovering the book myself. And that made me realize that, yes, sometimes you agree with other people, sometimes you disagree with other people, but everyone's opinion has something to offer. So while I myself was quite critical about the book, about specific aspects of the book, I then read opinions of other people who weren't bothered by those same issues at all that I found so grating. And then the other way around, there were things that I really enjoyed about the book that other people just didn't get on with so well. And that is an experience that's definitely worth having. And I would highly recommend that every one of you does at least one read along at some point, just to have that amazing group experience. But then, the other side of the coin, the flip side, what do you say in English? Anyway, the downside of that is when I don't find myself drawn to a book at all. So Andrea and I tried to replicate the Pillars of the Earth experience by announcing a group read-along of Thomas Manns Der Zauberberg / The Magic Mountain, and I DNF'd it. I could not get past the first eighth of the book, and I felt really bad about it. And I wouldn't have felt so bad about it if I had been reading this on my own, because then, you know, I put a book away, no one knows about it, I don't have to justify myself to anyone. But for me to be actually instigating a group read-along and then to give up so early in the book, that didn't feel great. And I felt like I have to justify myself, and I felt like I owe people an apology, and I felt like I disappointed people and I quit and I left them. And I know that these are irrational thoughts, because people who enjoyed the book don't care about whether I'm reading along with them. People who don't enjoy the book don't care about my opinion. But it doesn't feel great. And that was kind of my first negative experience with buddy reading. And it's got nothing to do with the people who buddy read this with me, who joined the read along. It's got nothing to do with Andrea. I know she had a very similar experience to myself. But it did make me a bit more apprehensive about attempting such a big read along again with a book that's as long as The Magic Mountain. It's over 1,000 pages. And with a book that I am not certain I will enjoy. So I think what I've learned from this is that next time I either join or even start a group read-along, I'm going to do this with a book that I'm pretty certain about. Now, I've had several failed buddy reading experiences. I attempted to read a 1950s historical novel with Amber from Amber Unabridged, and I just couldn't. We kind of read a little bit into it and then I gave up. And I felt so bad because, again, I was disappointing one other person. There are group read-alongs and buddy reads that I said I'd do, and then I didn't even start the book. That doesn't feel great either. And that is something that's making me think twice about getting involved in read-alongs and buddy reads in the future. But then, when it does work, when it is the right book, when it is the right moment, it's such an amazing experience. So yeah, it's hard to make my mind up about it, but I just want to take this moment to apologize to anyone who I've just kind of given up on in terms of a buddy read or a group read along. It's not you, it's me, and it's possibly also the book. Let's blame the book, that feels better. Right now I'm in the middle of another buddy read because I don't learn. I am reading Ian Forster's A Passage to India with Katie from Books and Things and Marissa from Blatantly Bookish. And I didn't hesitate to go into this buddy read because I have read 5 Ian Forster novels and loved all of them, and this is the only one left, and I have no doubts that I'm going to love this book too. In fact, I'm 6 chapters in and I do love it, and I'm not surprised about this. And I think that's what I need to remember next time I pick a book for buddy read, is a book that I'm confident will give me some sort of reading experience that isn't dependent on the other people reading the book. I realised that I'm kind of, contradicting myself. My English really isn't very good today. I'm contradicting myself because at the beginning of this video I said that one of the best buddy reading experiences I've had was reading North and South, which I didn't like, with Andrea from Infinite Text. But I think that's where mindset comes into it. Right now, I have a lot of things going on and I don't feel like I have as much patience with books I don't like as I used to. So I think when it comes to picking buddy reads and read-alongs and other communal reading experiences, I need to listen to myself more. Am I in the mood for a book that challenges me? Am I in the mood for a book that I might not enjoy, but that I will get a lot out of just from discussing it with another person? Or do I want to pick up a book that I know I love, that I don't have to put energy into, and that makes the whole experience of buddy reading more fun and takes away some of the pressures from it? Wow, this was a very confusing video. If any of this made any sense at all, please comment down below. I have no idea. Oh, also, if you like these DIY leaf bookmarks, you can support me on Patreon. If you support me on the $5 level, I will send you one of these. Homemade, from the plants in my own house. In fact, this one, hang on, I'll show you the plant that this one came from. Cute, right? Anyway, link down below. So let me know your experience with buddy reading and with read-alongs and with book clubs and other communal reading experiences that I haven't spoken about today. Maybe there is something going on, I don't know, Snapchat or whatever the young people do these days. Let me know about it. I'm curious to hear what your experiences have been, and especially if they are a bit less confusing than my own. Thank you for watching. Bye!